Niele Ivey joins us, Coach. That's a really impressive line. I mean, that is strong up on the screen now. Congrats.
Thank you. I'm grateful. I'm excited to work with an incredible group and excited about our new additions.
Before we get to the team that you already have, because we see a lot of ladies returning with plenty of eligibility remaining too, but Liza Carlin is coming in as well, and then Leah King, who we all know very well, who won Most Improved Player in the ACC, coming over from Pitt. Mm-hmm. Why those two are two that you wanted to get out of the portal that you felt like can be part of your culture?
Yeah, for sure. Needed depth in that position. Obviously had a lot of injuries last year. I was looking for experience. And then when I'm looking in the portal, sometimes it's more about, obviously fit with my culture, fit with character, and they both, they checked off so many boxes, but just having depth, versatility, with the style of play that we have, I thought those two were perfect matches for us.
And for the Leah King portion, you had to see her a couple times this last year. I'm sure you're probably happy she's on your roster now. She's a walking double-double.
Absolutely. One of her best games was against us at Pitt. Never seen a player score on the floor. Like I told her, she had like 34 points that game, and just an amazing athlete. Like, again, her versatility, what she can bring to our team is going to be phenomenal.
Coach, every time I think we had you on the show this past year, we talked more about injuries, I think, than we did actual games sometimes. And, we converse on this thing that sometimes there's years you just can't out of bed. You turn an ankle doing something goofy. Sometimes, you know what, you go a whole year, everybody's good to go. You are so overdue to have a season, which everybody stays relatively healthy. And just going through that roster.
Yes.
Right? Assuming you can stay healthy, it just feels like everything is there for this team to accomplish every goal imaginable.
Yeah.
Cutting down every net known to man.
Well, obviously, that's always the goal. Again, staying healthy is always my number one goal is to stay healthy and to have that opportunity for everyone to go through the season without any injury. That's number one. But again, on paper, we have the experience. Having Olivia Miles back, we have so many pieces, I think, that can help us be successful. But again, it's a little bit of luck. But I'm excited. We're hungry, and again, I feel like I have the right pieces that can help us hopefully go further next year.
We haven't seen Olivia Miles play in a while, but you have. Behind closed doors, she's been working, and there's videos on social media, and her and Hannah Hidalgo out there doing the thing together. What haven't we seen from Olivia Miles and what we can expect from that duo?
First of all, I'm just so excited for her. I think everyone, women's basketball, she's generational talent, and being out for so long, it's just like the resurgence of her coming back on the court, to me, is what I'm most excited about. She's stronger. Her pace is still her pace. She's hungry, and she's just going to bring it. When you have the game taken away from you, the appreciation of playing again is something, an intangible thing that she has in her heart. She has so much fire in her heart to be back on the court, and I'm really excited for everyone to see the work she's put in.
Coach, what do you and your staff do? Because, we're all in acknowledgement here. You have a really talented roster. So what do you do between now and practice in the fall in terms of, hey, you know what, I do need to make some tweaks, because it is a different team. It's a different roster every single year. So what are some of the priorities that you now put on yourself and your staff?
Yeah, just understanding my roster now, personnel. I'm the type of coach that if I need to adjust the offense, based around the strengths of my team, that's my job this summer. So our individual workouts this summer, bringing them together, working on concept, working on our defensive philosophies, that's what I'm going to do this summer. Just getting better. We just want to get better every day. We're going to, scrimmage a lot. They're going to get a chance to play, build that chemistry in the summertime. And then, after the summer, I'll know, okay, these are the areas that I think we're going to be great at with this group, and then that's where I'm going to work on when we come back, for postseason in September. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get everyone on the court. I'm excited to work with them individually and then, bring them together. So that's always the beauty, I think, of coaching, is finding ways and figuring out what's our strengths of that new group.
And we're always evolving as people, and certainly as a head coach. I know you're well into this thing now. You're actually one of the vets, it feels like, here in Amelia Island this year with so many new faces in the room. How have you evolved, especially coming off of an ACC championship season, do you feel like, as a coach?
Just having another year under my belt, obviously winning the ACC championship was one of the goals of myself personally to bring a championship back to Notre Dame. I'm so grateful. I have an incredible staff that I get a chance to work with. For me, I'm always trying to get better. So right now, I'm like, what ways can I get better? I'm watching a ton of film, trying to go to some practices, going to some WNBA matchups, watching a lot of NBA playoffs, and then this summer, working on professional development, going to clinics, watching a lot of film, reading books. You know, I'm always trying to grow and trying to get better every year. So I'm hoping that I can continue to do that and, you know, bring those experiences. I'm doing USA basketball this week, headed out there. So I'm going to gain a lot of experiences with that and bringing that back to Notre Dame.
Coach, speaking of growing, the league is incredibly talented and deep, as we know. Now we go Cal, we go SMU, and oh yes, Stanford, who's got a pretty good women's basketball program. I know Tara's now decided to resign and chill out and retire, but still, you know how good Stanford has been over the decades upon decades. What about the three newbies joining the league?
Well, super excited about all three of those coaches. You know, No Sharman from St. Louis, who I'm also from St. Louis, and you know, the success that Stanford's had. You know, and SMU, Toyel. So really excited to bring those three institutions, high academic and just high caliber, high character, and incredible programs. Bringing that type of experience and tradition to the ACC is only going to enhance our brand, and I'm really excited for what they're going to contribute to our league.
You have one of the biggest stars in college basketball right now in Hannah Hidalgo, and I know that's one of the big focuses is continuing to grow the game and how do we highlight the stars. In your opinion, you're a player, you know what it's like. How do we continue to grow women's basketball? I know those are some of the conversations going on in the rooms today.
Yeah, I mean, continue amplifying our voices, continue having opportunities to be on, you know, major networks. Obviously, with our partnership with ESPN, just finding ways to make sure that we're highlighting all of the stories of so many different incredible players. Obviously, Hannah Hidalgo, there's so many players in our league that are extremely talented in programs, and so continuing to highlight them, to have them the exposure and viewership that we need for there's more eyeballs on our game. I think that's how we grow it. But again, like the momentum and actually, you know, fueling off the momentum that we have with women's basketball, I think is huge, and we've done that the last two seasons, and continuing to ride that momentum and just showing that our game is just, it's evolving. It's hot right now, and so as many eyes as we can see to have on our game, I think is the way that we can grow it.
Is it hard to get away from the game, given the fact you just know how many people are watching now? I mean, you got to get some time away and have a life, don't you? I mean, but you kind of feel like, hey, if every day away from this, somebody's catching up. I know how competitive coaches are.
Yeah.
So what do you do to have fun?
Well, I just went on vacation last week, so I personally believe in having, you know, work-life balance. You know, I get a chance to hang with my son, get a chance to spend time with him and family, and you need that reset, you need to recharge for you to be, you know, have that energy for the next season. So that's what I do.
Any vacation suggestions?
So many. I was actually in West Palm Beach, Florida, so that was fun.
Nice.
But I've been to Turks and Caicos a couple years ago, so I'm always trying to find pockets. I love the beach. I love the sun.
Amen to that.
Yes, I'm trying to find areas where I can just be outside.
You can't beat Turks and Caicos.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, that's a good spot.
He went last summer too.
Yeah, that's one of those spots you just hope nobody finds you.
Exactly. I like to be remote.
We had Megan Duffy on as well, and we were joking around. There are so many new faces in the rooms in your women's basketball meetings here in Amelia Island this week, and I said it's kind of like the first day of school when you'd have to like say your name, stand up, and be like, I'm from here, and here's my fun fact. What was your fun fact in these meetings? And you have to stand up and give something different about yourself.
Yeah, that I was a Mimi. You know, so I'm a grandmother, but I call myself a Mimi. So that's
all right.
That was my fun fact.
Mimi Ivey.
Yes.
We're not going to name that. Listen, next time we have you on the show, we're not going Mimi. Is that good with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'd rather Coach Ivey.
Coach works, right?
Yes.
Always, 24/7, 365. Well, listen, you've done a great job. I mean, you really have.
Yeah.
And I know there's unfinished business to attend to. And given that roster, I mean, I'm telling you, you got a shot. Legitimate shot to do the whole deal. Again, knock on wood, you have one of those healthy years. You're overdue for one of those.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks, Coach.
There's Niele Ivey, truly one of the best coaches in the business, and the Irish are going to be really, really good in 24-25.